I feel like the biggest thing that Flylady has taught me how to do is to walk into a room and assess it. And Flylady has taught me how to know which cleaning is for today, which cleaning is for another day, zone cleaning, and which cleaning is going to be for my weekly cleaning. Because what I think I was doing before is I was just mixing it all together, and it was extremely inefficient. It was an extreme amount of work. And then once I pulled everything together, I didn't have a plan in place to keep it that way because I was just depleted, I was tired, I was exhausted, and I just didn't have a plan to maintain the work that I did. It's really a beautiful program because when you allow all those different types of cleaning to meld in together, it's like the next thing you know is just your house is getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. But I think the most exciting part is that it starts to stay clean because you're not depleting yourself, you're not burning yourself out. You are able to create a strategy to keep it clean every day. And so I know sometimes we see these videos on YouTube of ladies who have these really clean homes, and it's like, why are you cleaning a clean home? Like, what are you doing? You guys, these people know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about, okay? That is the easiest way to keep your house clean. Get it clean and don't let it get dirty. It literally takes seconds to clean a room. It literally takes seconds to keep your toilet shiny. It literally takes seconds to clean your shower if you never let it get out of control. And I think that this is advice that I knew and I've heard before, but I just didn't really feel like it was applicable to me. And I'm trying to understand why I felt that way, because now that I'm in a position where I am doing that and it's working out so well for me, I just can't believe that I never felt like I was capable of doing that back then. And I think the biggest thing that has really helped me is this time, instead of just cleaning the whole house and I'm gonna keep everything clean, I really allow myself to baby step into it. And so every day it's like the house gets a little bit cleaner and a little bit cleaner and a little bit cleaner, and me also, I get a little bit stronger. I can take on more, I can do more, and it's not overwhelming as I thought it was going to be. And so to illustrate what I'm talking about, let me share a little bit of my experience with you guys. So in the beginning, when I first started my Flylady journey, I found it incredibly difficult, and not so much the work, you guys, more so knowing what I need to focus on today and what I would probably just say for another day. Because the way that my mind worked at the time is everything needs to be clean. This whole room should be spotless by the time that I walk out of here. But guess what? The baby's crying, or this person's hungry, or I need to go to this meeting. And so I don't have time to clean this room right now. So I will save everything for later. But Flylady has really broken that mentality for me. And now I just tackle things in that room little by little by little. Flylady has a lot of tools that you can use to kind of get you started. And the tools that I chose to use were the shiny sink rule. So basically, at no point am I allowed to just leave dishes in my sink to sit. So every time what she suggests is having a bucket, putting it under your cabinet if you need to, and putting your dirty dishes in there. That didn't jive well with me. I live in Texas. I don't really like dealing with roaches. So instead, I just went ahead and rinsed my dish and I put it in the dishwasher. If the dishwasher wasn't ready to accept dishes, I rinsed it and I put it to the side. You guys, literally, I thought that was going to be so hard. It turned out to be so easy, and it made such a huge difference for me. And the next thing I felt like was, okay, now that the dishes are under control, because I'm literally never letting them hit the sink, what can I do now? I adopted a second tool from her toolbox, which was finding some hot spots around my house. So I walked around my house and I picked 4 hot spots that I just had a really hard time keeping under control. And for those of you guys who don't know, hot spots are the areas in your home that when people walk in, they just drop their stuff there. Either that stuff doesn't have a home yet, and so here, your hotspot is a convenient place to drop it, or maybe we're not ready to put it away at that moment, so you just leave it there. And so I found 4 hot spots. I cleared them off completely, and then I just went into mama bear mode. I'm like, these 4 areas are off limits. And so every morning I would walk and check and make sure nothing was in my hotspot. If they were, I would quickly grab them and put them away. And every night I just went, checked my 4 hotspots, grabbed the stuff, put them away. And you guys, I thought that those hotspots were going to be much more difficult to keep up with, but the thing is, if you're walking them and you're checking them twice a day, maybe 2 or 3 things will settle on there. And if you nip it in the bud right then and there, it never becomes an issue. Another thing that Flylady recommended was putting decorations on your hotspots, and that's also a way to keep people from dropping stuff right there. And she's absolutely right. That is exactly what happened when I decorated my hotspots. I was just able to keep them cleaner a little bit longer. So once I started feeling like, okay, the dishes are not building up on me anymore, I'm checking these hot spots 2 times a day, honestly maybe 3 times a day, because after lunch usually I'd like to do a little walkthrough, so I'm checking them 2 to 3 times a day on days where I'm not crazy busy. If I'm busy, just in the morning and in the night, and nothing's really building up there, I felt ready to take on another tool. So the third tool that I took on was swishing and swiping, and this is basically Flylady's strategy to keep your toilets and sinks and showers from ever getting dirty again. And so basically every morning before you go on about your day, you swish and swipe the toilet. So I have this little toilet scrubber situation, and I have some solution that I put in there, some 409 I think, and every morning I just swing it in there. I have some spray, pop pop pop, wipe it down with a paper towel. I am done. I don't even think it takes 30 seconds to clean a toilet now. Now I'm not saying I'm getting like the deep cleaning, I'm just keeping it from getting ooey and gooey and sticky, and it takes just a few seconds. Okay, same thing with my sink. I have some sponges by my sink at all times. I have some I just use Dawn soap, you guys, and I'll tell you guys about that in just a minute. But I just have some soap in my bathroom at all times, and I swish around my sink, and I put the sponge down. If it's wet, I might just see if there's a towel no one's using, and I wipe it and I throw it in the hamper. Done. It takes less than 30 seconds. Okay, another thing that I do is I also swish and swipe when I'm in the shower. Flylady says the best time to clean your bathtub is when you are in it. And I don't know if I can say it gets the best job done, but I would say my bathrooms are like 90% better than what they were before. One thing that I had some dissonance with is she said that when you are in your showers, do not use the excuse that, oh, I don't have my cleaning products here. Or one thing that I always had an excuse was, I don't like being in the bathtub and then spraying chemicals. Like, I don't like to breathe that in. That is no longer an excuse, you guys. Flylady says that you can clean soap scum with shampoo. The first time I read that, I was like, you can't clean soap scum with shampoo. Guess who went to the shower the next day and was pumping some body wash on a sponge and scrubbing out her shower? Okay, it works. It works. Is it going to remove years of built up crud? Okay, it hasn't been years. But is it going to remove like built up crud? No, but it does a fantastic job. And then it helps you get over to that time where you feel like you're ready to deep clean. Now you're not starting from scratch. Like, so much of the crud can be washed off. It does break down like soap scum that builds up around the shower. And so I can testify that it works. But for me personally, I don't like using money. I feel like that's throwing money down the drain. So I prefer to just use, I have like a bottle of Dawn and I put it in a little pump thing, and so that's what I use. And then when I'm in the shower, I can just quickly swish and swipe it down, and so that definitely keeps the buildup from coming. And now, do I do it every single day? No. because I work really early in the morning. But if I see it coming and I'm like, oh, this is starting to get bad, I'll just swish it down, and that usually keeps everything at bay. Today was a day that I felt like extra motivated, so I put down some barkeeper's friend, and I allowed it to soak for like 15 minutes, and I scrubbed it out, and now my shower is like even better. But like I was able to focus on specific problem areas and not necessarily having to clean the whole shower, because the keeping up with it with some soap, just some regular soap, it doesn't have to be anything special, does a great job with keeping it under control. Same thing also goes for the bathtub that I use for my children. I've always had issues with that situation because I've always felt like I don't want to put chemicals in there and then put them in the tub right after, because I didn't want to irritate their skin. And then if I waited until after their bath, I'm just tired, I don't feel like doing it anymore. I read that advice from Flylady. I was like, let me get some of this Johnson & Johnson's, okay? And I pumped that and I scrubbed that little bath ring out, and it came right out. She was right. She says it's not the products that gets your bathtub clean, it is the motion of moving it around. So it's not going to sanitize your bathtub, no. But like I said, it keeps you from starting from scratch. So when you are ready to sanitize and you are ready to give it that good deep cleaning, you're not having to battle with that soap scum, which is something I've had to do. And I honestly feel like the Dawn that I use removes that soap scum much easier than any spray that I've ever used in that bathtub. Like the battle is not even a battle at all anymore. And so that's one thing that I started doing. And so so that's 3 tools that I started doing, and maybe I just did that for like a week, 2 weeks maybe, and I felt like so proud of myself. Like I was making such a huge difference in my house. My dishes were under control, my house was semi-presentable when we had guests come over, and for once, like my toilet, all the toilets and all the sinks and all the bathtubs in the house were like not embarrassing. And so I felt like, okay, this isn't taking me all day, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. So the next thing that I started doing was the zone cleaning. And so zone cleaning can mean different things depending on where you are in your journey. But when you're at the very beginning, there's a great chance that you have a lot of clutter in your house. And I'm not talking about like clutter like just mounds and mounds of stuff piled into the corner of your house or anything like that. I'm talking about there's a good chance that you have things in your home that are not appropriate for this season of your life. Okay, maybe you bought it 5 years ago and it served its purpose, and you just keep holding on to it because it's still good quality, it works well, and that was definitely in my case. I thought that I was good at getting rid of stuff that we no longer need, but Flylady helped me realize that I just had a lot of stuff that maybe I tried it once and I didn't really like it, but I felt like I spent money on it and it was still in good condition. I couldn't let it go. There were nice backpacks and jackets and just really nice stuff that I had, but then I realized that it wasn't serving any purpose in my house at this time in our lives, and it was something I couldn't pass down to my younger children. So I got to the point where I'm just like, why am I keeping this stuff? And so to really help you just start zoning down and targeting that kind of stuff, she has the 27 Fling Boogie, which is what I used initially when I started zone cleaning. And so the 27 Fling Boogie is you just go and you start looking for stuff that is not blessing your home right now. It is not for this season of your life, and you start getting rid of it. Okay, you start pulling it and donating it and putting it into the trash. And what happens is you're going to start to find all this space in your home that's available for all the stuff that's on your tables and on your counter, stuff that you actually are using. Now you'll have a place for it. And so Flylady has really helped me. I had to get rid of some stuff that it felt a little bit difficult, but I also felt like it was the right thing to do. And so and it's like the more you let go of that clutter, the stuff that is not for this season of your life, it's like you just start to feel like a weight lifted off of your shoulders. She really goes into detail describing how that clutter is like literally like shackling you and holding you down. It's like you bought it and you feel like you have to keep it forever. You don't. And she really just allowed me to be more liberal about the things that I started to get rid of. And so that was the 4th tool, starting the zone cleaning and decluttering. And so the more I decluttered, the more I just started feeling inspired to create my organization systems. Like every organization, and the thing about the zone cleaning that's really cool is I've only been doing it 15 minutes at a time. I can only zone clean 3 days a week. I really try to save my weekends for just taking things easy. And then anti-procrastination day is on Tuesday, and that day usually is very busy, so I try not to zone clean on that day. I also try not to zone clean on errand day, so that leaves me 3 days, and I just do 15 minutes of work in one specific area in my house per week. So the first week I work on the entryway, the second week I work in the kitchen, the third week I work in the boys room and guest room, fourth week I work in the master bedroom, and the fifth week, so kind of like where the end of the month overlaps with the beginning of the next month, for those couple of days I work in the living area. And so I'm just rotating through my home, and for those zone cleaning sessions I just hammer hard into those areas and I get as much done as I can in 15 minutes and I move on. If you're working or your schedule is especially busy, maybe you can't do 15 minutes a day. Maybe your thing is, I'll do 30 minutes on Saturday and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? If you know that your schedule is more free, maybe you do 15 minutes every day. Can you imagine how much you would get done if you could find very small chunks of time, but just do it consistently? Where you would be in a month from now. As someone who is 6 months, as someone who is about 6 weeks into it, your house will look so different. Like, I promise you, your house is going to look so different if you can just find a schedule and stick to it and do your zone cleaning. And so that was forgot what number I was on. Fifth thing, that's the fifth thing that I started to adopt. Okay. Once I felt good about that, I went on to the sixth thing. This one was by far the one that gave me the most trouble. Okay, I still struggle with it now. I'm playing with it, trying to make it work for me. But this is a weekly home blessing. This is an hour of doing the finishing touches in your home. Okay, you do 10 minutes of changing sheets, 10 minutes of taking out trash, 10 minutes of vacuuming, 10 minutes of mopping, 10 minutes of dusting surfaces, and 10 minutes of polishing vertical surfaces in your home, so mirrors and windows. Initially, this gave me anxiety because I was like, what if I can't vacuum the whole house in 10 minutes? Like, what if I don't get done? And I felt like I had to race. And let me tell you, people, you don't have to race. That is the purpose of making it 10 minutes. Number one, do you realize that just by focusing on vacuuming, that is it, nothing else, how much more you're going to get done? Trust me when I say this, because I tried to go back and do it the other way, like cleaning up a room, vacuum it, moving on to the next. No, focus on one thing at a time. Do you know how much that is going to increase your productivity? Let's start there, okay? Trust her when she tells you this. And then she calls it vacuum in the middles, okay? We're not going in there to do a deep clean around every square inch of your carpet. Reach what you can reach, and I'm gonna tell you, at the beginning of your journey, it's not gonna be very much. Okay, if your house is not under control yet, it's not gonna be very much at all. But the more you do your zone cleaning, the more you stay on top of your daily routines, you will notice that the clutter and the stuff on the floor is going to disappear. It's going to be like magic. And every single week that you come back to do that vacuuming, you're going to be able to reach more, do more, hit more. It's just amazing. And as you go, your cleaning is going to start looking like the more traditional cleaning that you're used to, the more being able to hit every corner, because as you go through, you're getting rid of that clutter. It's starting to disappear. And so at first I didn't see the big picture. I didn't see where we were going. I was just like, oh my God, I'm like vacuuming and I'm not able to get everything. This is not how you're supposed to vacuum, you guys. But I just decided to stick with it. I kept doing it, and it got to the point where now I don't prepare. We're not picking up toys, we're not moving stuff. Kick that stuff out of the way and move that vacuum back and forth. And you want to know what I wasn't expecting? Okay, so when I was doing it, I was literally having to like coax myself, like, it's okay girl, like, I know you're not doing a great job, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, you're going to it's okay. And I literally had to coax myself through it because I felt like I wasn't doing a good job. But don't you know, once I had a chance to put the vacuum down, and I'm like, well, I didn't finish, like, it's 10 minutes, and I walked back into certain rooms in my house, and it was like, is still better. Like, it still looks so much fresher and cleaner than what it was. And so she says that bad cleaning is still a blessing to your home, and that is a lesson that I really had to learn. Like, I do not have to vacuum perfectly, I do not have to mop perfectly, and so and it's still going to look fresh, it's still going to smell clean, you're going to get most of the spots up off the floor, and it is still a blessing to your home. And so, like I said, as you go and you start decluttering and zone cleaning and getting the spaces more clear and clear and clear each week, then that's when it's going to start to look like more traditional mopping and vacuuming and things that you're used to. And another thing that will help you make sure that you're reaching all the surface areas of your home is your control journal. And so you're going to write down, as you get better at this, a list of stuff that you would like to see vacuumed every week. Okay, I want to make sure I hit this, hit this, hit this. And then after your 10 minutes, whatever you didn't get to, then now you mark off the stuff you did. And whatever you didn't get to, now you know what you have to do next week when it's time to go back and vacuum again. And so that was a beautiful tool that I do. Now, the only thing about it is it really wears me down, and I really had to play with the arrangement, because like the mopping was killing your girl. Like, it took so much energy out of me. And so now I do the vacuuming and mopping first, because those are the hardest things for me to do, and then I do everything else. And it seems like that strategy is working for now. I'll let you guys know in a couple of weeks, but it was just wearing me out. But it's like, that's the only task for the day, and once I'm done with an hour of cleaning, I have the rest of the day to enjoy it and to do nothing else. So that's the 5th tool that I adopted. And let's see, and then she has the theme days, but that's not so much with cleaning. And so yeah, so that's it. And so now what happens when I wake up in the morning is I do my morning routine, which is a combination of these things minus the weekly home blessing. So these things. And I essentially, there's not a list. I just walk through each room in my house and I bless it the best that I can. I like to start in my master bathroom. I don't know why. It just happens that way, but that's where I like to start. And then I look around, and my master bathroom has not been decluttered yet. And so I just put away my makeup and I try to clear the table off the best I can. I know it's not decluttered and I know I'm going to get there. So I just do the best that I can. But then I look at my sinks and I see, are they looking mucky and gucky? If not, I keep it moving. If they're looking a little gucky, I swish and swipe. And then I go look at the toilet and I open it. I inspect it every single day. If it looks okay, I move on. If it's not, I swish and swipe it really fast and wipe it down. And then I go to my master bedroom and I look at my bed and I make the bed really fast. That takes like 2 minutes. I'm being very generous. And then I look around the room. And now that my master bedroom is decluttered, there's no surface clutter anywhere because I got to it all during zone cleaning. Now it's very obvious which things I need to clean today and which things are for tomorrow, because the room is decluttered. There should be nothing in there. And if I do see something, I grab it. Just 1 or 2 things at a time, you guys. No big deal. I go to my guest bathroom, I look at it, make sure that there's nothing in there that doesn't belong, swish the toilet, wipe the sink if I need to. If I inspect it, it looks fine, move on. Go to the living room and I see what's going on in there, and it's very obvious which cleaning is for today, which cleaning is not for today. And typically I have to pick up the toy clutter. Now the toy clutter presents an interesting situation because what I noticed was if I committed to picking up those toys every morning and every night, it was getting to the point where I was like, okay, it's just too many toys. Like, this is just taking too much time. And so what I did is I figured out how to make it take less time for me to do that. And I just broke the toys apart. I have some toys in my living room. The boys have some toys upstairs. I put toys in the garage. And I also have a small bucket of baby toys in the closet. So the baby toys, I will rotate them from time to time. But the boys know if they want to play with certain toys, they have to go upstairs. When they're done with it, they clean it up. If they want to play with other toys, they have to go get it from the garage. They can play with it outside. And so they want to play with the baby toys, they need to clean up their stuff, and they need to come to the baby area. So that's really made it a lot easier for me to clean up those toys literally within a minute, because I don't let them get full reign over their toys. And it's kind of like, I kind of struggled with that a little bit, but I kind of feel like I don't want them to learn the habits that I'm struggling with, just that it's okay to have all your stuff sprawled out at one time. No, when you're done with something, put it away. before you move to the next thing. And so I think this is these are good lessons that will help them when they become adults and they have to do this on their own as well. So anyway, I like to save my kitchen and my dining room for last because those are the hardest areas for me to keep clean, and those are the hardest for me to stay motivated. So I will swing to my office. My office is almost free of surface clutter. Almost. There's just a couple of things that I need to find a home for, but I will look at that desk and I will see what's going on. Usually there might be 1 or 2 papers. Grab it, put it in a little basket that I made just for that purpose, and then I know that I handled paper clutter on Monday. So I'm done. Like, it takes seconds. I swing on into the dining room and I see what's going on in there. Most of the time there's nothing in there. Now, occasionally there might be some laundry on the table, and if it's in a hot spot, laundry is a whole nother thing I have to talk about. But usually if I decide to put laundry right there on my hotspot, I know that I just added 5 minutes to my morning routine. So I really try not to do that, but life happens, you guys. And so 80% of the time there's nothing on that table, and I just go through, I look through. My dining room is 100% free of surface clutter. I'm so excited. Oh my God. That took me so long to make that happen, and I'm so happy. And so it is very obvious what is today's cleaning. Anything in there that's not in the right place, it doesn't belong there. I grab it and I move on and I go upstairs. I look at my upstairs living room. That is still a work in progress, but I know what I've worked on and what I haven't worked on in zone cleaning. And the stuff that I've already zone cleaned, I run to it. I grab any little things. Usually it's nothing. Maybe just a toy that I have to put back, or a blanket that I need to fold. And then I move on into the my office. My office, it hasn't been zone cleaned very well yet. We have made much progress in here, a lot of progress, but I'm looking at it now. There's still a lot that needs to get done. So I know which areas I've worked on and which areas should not be having any clutter on it because I've worked on it already. And then I know what's gonna be for another day. And I leave it there and I go on to my boys' room. I quickly just throw the blanket on their bed and I look around. Their room is 90% free of surface clutter right now. So I know what I've worked on and I know what hasn't been worked on. And then I just go grab the stuff that doesn't belong. And that takes just seconds. I walk to their bathroom, I look around, and usually I do their swish and swipes in the evening, but I just look in there, make sure they didn't leave any laundry or anything in there. They're very good about putting their laundry away. And if the toilet's looking offensive, I'll swish and swipe it, wipe it down really fast. So wipe the sinks out. You guys, this is what I do. And then I swing by any guest rooms, make sure that those places are looking great. And so, yeah, this is what I do. But the beauty about it is I never wait until I am cleaning to do my walkthrough. All right. It's like once you start doing this walkthrough enough, if you're like me, you're going to be like, well, let me give myself a head start. All right. Oh, I'm waking up in the morning. I have to use the bathroom. Why don't I swish and swipe this toilet while I'm here? You know? Let me go brush my teeth and put my makeup on. All right, I'm done. Why don't I just handle this surface clutter right now and wipe this sink out? There you go. I'm done with that. Okay. Do I have time to make my bed right now? Let's see, how am I doing on time? If not, keep it moving. I'll do the bed later. Okay, and then let me go to the kitchen and get breakfast started. Oh, I forgot to say at the end, I obviously go back to the kitchen and then I make magic happen in there. So let me go to the kitchen, and while I'm, doing cooking and all that stuff, I'm going to make sure I'm washing my dishes as I go. I'm not going to let them build up on me. I'm just going to wash them and put them to the side. Oh, the boys are done with their food. Hey guys, bring your dishes over here. That's one less thing I have to do when I do my walkthrough, Oh, what do you know, you guys? We're doing fantastic on time today. I have 10 minutes. Ooh, okay. I know that I need to make my bed. Let me just quickly make that really fast. Let me just look in the dining room. Dining room looks great. Let me look in the office. Oh, there's paper. Let me put it away. All right, great. Okay, y'all left a mess in the, I didn't wipe down the counters that we just ate off of in the breakfast area. Let me just wipe that down really fast. Okay, we got 3 minutes left. All right, let me just go upstairs and look at your room really fast. Or up in the upstairs living area. There's nothing there. Okay, let me just go look in your room. Let me make your bed really fast. All right, time to get out the door. And so that's usually what my mornings look like before I take the kids to school. And then when I come back, I just finish things I wasn't able to get done. And so I'm not like spending a whole 30 minutes at one time getting stuff done. Like, I can squeeze it in little pockets of like, oh, I'm waiting for the corn dog to microwave. Let me use that pocket of time to hit one of these hot spots, hit one of these hot zones, or hit one of these rooms that shouldn't have anything in it, And so same thing in the night. Now, the only difference between my morning routine and my night routine is that at night, I don't clean the toilets and I don't clean the sinks. I do clean bathtubs, though, for my babies. And so it's kind of like the same thing. I do one final walkthrough at the end of the night. And so I start in the bathroom. All right, make sure everybody put their laundry away. Great. Look at my room. It still looks great. Nobody's been here all day. The bed's made. Great. Go to the guest bathroom. Nobody used it today. And so there's no clutter. Look at the living room. Oh, let me grab these toys really fast and throw them to the side. Pull up this blanket. Great. Go to the office. Okay, there's a little bit of homework. So I just do the same process in the morning and in the night. And if you do it twice a day, it is so insanely easy. I can't even tell you. I wish I could tell you how easy it is. It's so easy. Okay? It's so easy. What I do now is 100 times easier than what I was doing before. And I just can't believe that it took me so long to get on board with it. And so, I wanted to create this beautiful aesthetic video for you guys, but I just don't know any other way to just break this down besides to just tell you what my journey's been like and what it has evolved to. And the biggest tip that I would tell you guys is just don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Go through the baby steps and just know that it will all meld and mesh together. And it is going to be a beautiful thing. It is going to make you stronger and stronger every day. It's going to make your house cleaner and cleaner and cleaner every week. And next thing you know, it's not going to be a game of muscle anymore. It's not going to be a game of muscling through the cleaning anymore. It's going to make sense to you. You're going to be doing 20 minutes in the morning. Let's just say 30 to be generous, okay? 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at... That's just not even realistic. Let's just say 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night, and then maybe you're going to decide to tackle an area in the day. And so, like I said, I do way less cleaning I've ever done in my life, and I just can't believe that it took me this long to figure it out. And so, but I'm grateful that I did, and it's like, if I can do it, you guys, like, I wish I could show you what my room looked like in high school and in college. Okay, it's embarrassing, all right? If I can do it, me, with 4 kids, 2 of whom are toddlers, anybody can do it. Okay? Get you the Flylady book, read it, get inspired, let her minister over your soul, and yeah. So I know this format's a little different, and you guys, I'll go back to the regular videos next week, but this was really important. This has been on my heart like all week, how to explain the evolution of what has happened here to me and around my home. And I hope that this information is helpful. I'm just going to post it anyway. I know it's not going to be probably the most popular video on my channel, but I think that even if just 1 or 2 people get this message, that would be great. And then this is also a great reference video because, like I said, it makes sense when you look at all the pieces and how they come together. But I will be talking about each aspect in more detail as I go along with my journey. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys for today. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!